very, very, very happy Navratri. And today, being the third day, uh, we continue to celebrate the Navratri and pray that all the divine Devis shower their blessings on us. Thank you. So, saying that we had a great few days with great masters coming in. Pratima Deepthi starting off with the Big Bang on the science of meditation, art of meditating. She gave a lot of details about the science behind and the process, the advantages, and how we can proceed. Then we had Dr. Newton coming and giving us insights about the conflicts, how we deal with the conflicts, and the wisdom that he shared will continue to even here today's session as well as in the future, how we implement it. And yesterday also it was a power packed session by Sheetal on the soul wisdom. So today we continue on the 7 energy centers. Okay, and so what we call in Sanskrit is the chakra systems. So just for as I was thinking as to how to begin, I realized that how we celebrate the Navratri, and each day has its own significance, and mostly for external, at least for the youngsters, and we signify based on the different mantras or different colors. So today is blue, and I see quite a bit of you wearing blue. I really want to wear a royal blue, but uh, satisfied with this one. So if you see those 9 colors and they're so vibrant, and similarly, what we have is the most of the pictures you may have seen about the chakra or the meditation. There also you see those, and each of these sounds and colors, they have their own vibration. Okay, so you will see going how they signify um, here in within our system, within our chakra system of body, how it is connected to different. And also yesterday Sheetal mentioned at a high level about the chakras, and on the first day, as uh, Pratima Deepti, she showed a picture about how we have different bodies, right? We have this physical body, and then we have the etheric body, and how the energy flows between the different. So they talked about just 2 of them, but in fact we have much more, about 7 different layers of the body. What we see is a physical body, and what Pratima showed was the etheric body and how the energy flows. Okay. Similarly, we have our chakras. Chakras also on the different parts of our system. They also can help us connect the different bodies within our system into our physical, and they correspond to it, communicate with each other, and make us whole. All right. So, and they also help in our different physical. Let me share my screen. All right. So this is the picture that I talked about the color, the navrang or something. Here we have 7. Okay. It goes from down. So if you we have this red, it's equivalent to the vibja that we have: the violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. And it's primarily along the meridian or along the spine of it. And on the top that we see here in this picture, we see it as white. That is white it becomes when we transform at the highest state. that the first color, the violet that you see here, that translates into white. So that is a relationship that we have with the coloring and related to our body. And also, if you see here, right, we have different the nervous systems, how we have something called the ida and the pingala nerves, which is nothing but the synthetic and parasympathetic nerves. So they actually, all these chakras are located where the two systems meet. Okay. And also, if you look at them, okay, the different sections where they are, it also is connected to our endocrine system. Okay. And each part, it has its own function. From the top that we see here, if you talk about the crown chakra, it will be related to the top part of the glands. It is related to the pituitary. That is, on the brain we have the pituitary gland, anything related to that. So it produces the hormones and governs the functions of other gland. Okay. Similarly, with the third eye, we have the pineal gland, where it regulates the biological cycles, including a sleep and awakened state. Then we have the thyroid glands. I'm just going through this so that we don't have to come back to this picture, and it will give you a better understanding later when we talk, where we don't have all of these pictures. That's why I'm here. Here on the throat, we have the thyroid gland, okay, which regulates body temperature and metabolism. For heart, we have the thymus gland, which regulates the immune system. Similarly, the pancreas, which regulates the metabolism, and the endocrine gland, and the reproductive system. So I actually want to do a slight different from, this was not originally planned, but I want to do a little different from what normally that we conduct sessions. I want to integrate mudras. Mudras are very dear to me, since I thought that, okay, we are talking about chakras without taking too much of time, but at the same time integrate it with our process. So I thought I'll show you some of them. The different mudras which you can hold as I'm speaking. So normally what we do, we talk about a particular um, chakra, and then we talk about the mudra. So I thought, in interest of time, I'll show you a mudra. You can hold it and sit. Of course, this is not related to mudras, so I'm not going to spend too much of time, but I just want to show you how it is. Okay. So I will be showing you related to 7 chakras. I will show you 7 mudras. So relax your body. Okay. And then hold the mudra as is, because anyway we are sitting here, we may as well do multitasking here. Okay. So what we do is make a fist in your hands. Okay. With just a simple fist with the thumb over the other fingers. Okay. Right? For pretty much all of the mudras where you have to fold your other fingers, you just do it. And for the first one, the little finger, okay, you touch it like this in the tip, and you can rest it on your lap. Okay. And then for each time I will show you a different one. You don't have to use it during the meditation, but I thought I will incorporate this. So this will actually help you with balancing your root chakra. Okay. So just sit with that, and we can continue. You don't have to do it. It is just, I just thought, why not incorporate this? Okay. So at high level, right, the chakras, they are nothing but if you look at the word chakra, right, in Sanskrit, it is called nothing but a wheel, or pretty much most of the Indian languages, it is called wheel. But don't think of it as a two-dimensional wheel. Okay, think of it as three-dimensional, and it is this one. What it does is uh, the when it is active, okay, it rotates. It can rotate like on the vertical plane or like the horizontally, vertically, or any direction. It can either rotate clockwise or it can rotate anti-clockwise. It is basically the energy it is absorbing, and this is what it does is these chakras, it allows the integration of the cosmos into your body. Okay, I hope that is clear. They're pretty much most of the time it is depicted as wheels or the spokes or the flowers with petals, because each of them are indicated with petals too. Okay? And these important energy centers are formed on these, like based on those, as I mentioned, right? The Pingala, Ida, Pingala, and the Shushumna. Shushumna Nadi is nothing but the central nervous system, and wherever they cross, that is where we will see the chakras. Coming to the first chakra, let me go change my. So the first mudra is the Mooladhara. Moola, or we can, if you split the word, it is Moola and Adhara. Okay, Moola means main. Okay, Adhara, we can use it in different ways. We can say the foundation or the support. So this is the first chakra. It is at the lowest part, and it is associated with the element earth. Okay, I'm gonna just as I speak, I'm gonna say the earth. Okay, and so it is basically it is about grounding. Okay, anything related to earth. And as we saw the picture, the first picture, it is red in color. Okay, this is the first chakra. It provides a foundation for our existence in this material or the physical world. It is all about the survival instincts. Okay, anything, if you see even animal, when we are that is a basic of survival. Survival is what? Food, shelter, right? Roti kapda makan. That's how we talk about, and that is what it goes based on. It is everything about it's an ability to stand up for oneself, or it is sense of grounding, security. Anytime we don't have secure, we feel insecure. That is when we see that okay, there is an imbalance in this chakra. It's and we already saw that it is related to the lower part, right? Lower part of it. So depending on where that chakra is, that part of the body, the physical body, it actually has an impact. So with the adrenal glands, so there, if you see, we have all of these kidneys and the spinal column, and it is located, if you look at where it is located, is like you have the spine, and it is the bane is almost the tip of the spine, and that's where it is, the lowest part of it. And from the physical aspect, what we can see is that it controls or governs the sexuality or the mentality. Mentally, it ensures the stability of a person. Emotionally, it is connected with the sensuality, and from spirituality, it is associated with the security. Okay, so for anything, for any when if we eat food or do any type of activity, we talk about balance. All right, so even these chakras, okay, they can be hyperactive or it can be dormant. So we have to try to make sure that we come to a very balanced state. And when it is underactive, we can see a lot of issues related to that part of our body. For example, we can have like we can feel very tired, we can feel fatigue, or the lower part of our back, we can have pains, we can get into depression, sciatica, knee problem, anything, all of the issues related to lower part of our body. That is where we start seeing. Whereas if it is overactive, um, what can happen is we can resist change, and we can be more materialistic. So we have to keep in mind that, so if we are seeing there is some issues related to that part, then we can try to analyze and see as to, do we think that it is associated with this. And so the best way of how to balance your root chakra is meditation, obviously, and then physical exercise. Okay. Absolutely important. uh, Asleep. And the best part is, like, you can walk bare feet on earth, and also gardening, some of these activities like gardening and all that, it will really help you balance your chakras. The next one, the next one is the Swadhisthana chakra, we can see. So the Swadhisthana is slightly higher, where it was like just below the navel and the lower abdomen, that's where it is located. And the first one is associated with earth, the second one is associated with the water element. Okay, and it is orange. Similarly, again, the previous one, what I said during the introduction, I talked about mantras, right? So at that time, there also, if you see here, the root chakra is symbolizes lam, the character lam, or you can chant lam if you're trying to balance your root chakra. For Swadhisthana, you can say vam. Mm. The organs associated, that those are related to the reproductive systems. Mm. So and what it does is, from control point of view, from physical point of view, it will say that it's assimilation of procreation, okay, and lymphatic system and the menstrual cycle. And from this mental point of view, it regulates joy or the emotions. So if you feel very sad, or if you, like, extremely happy or in the joyful mood, then we talk about, okay, from the mental point of view, it regulates its joy. And from the spiritual, it is related to it actually creates enthusiasm. And again, if you look at that part, it is related to where the womb is there. So womb is nothing but a creation. Okay, so if you when you have a really good balanced Swadhisthana chakra, it will be you will be very creative. And so if you want to uh, tap that, all right, so make sure you come meditate on this chakra, and try to bring it into balance. From the again to the theme is same. Okay, we have to be balanced. So if it is underactive, what we can have is, we can have eating disorders. We may eat too much, we may eat less, or we may tend to consume more alcohol or drug abuse. And even though it is not necessarily um, here up, it actually also has impacts on asthma, allergic issues related to our body. Okay, and some of the diseases that we may face is related to diabetes and blood cancer. Those are the thing. And how do we balance it? Some of the techniques how to balance is, like, just take like a body massage, or aromatic bath. Just take care of yourself, and it is extremely important. Tomorrow we have a good topic of self love. So that time Priya Jain, she will talk about self love. So she will definitely talk about all these. So Swadhisthana chakra is one of the uh, thing that gets affected if you're not taking care of yourself. So make sure that you take care of yourself to come into that balance. Uh, okay, I hope this is clear. And we come to the third one. Okay. The third chakra is the Manipura chakra or the solar plexus. Okay. Solar chakra. It is related to fire element. Okay. It is associated with power. Like if you see, fire is nothing but sun. Sun is a great. Uh, um, so sorry, okay. Fire, fire energy, it originates from sun, right? And it sustains all life on earth. And that's why if you see, fire um, is associated with power. And if you see, a lot of people keep talking about that. Yeah, so when they say, okay, this person has fire in this in the belly, or fiery temperament, it means that that's the active a chakra that is actually coming forth. Okay, and that's why they also call it the city of jewels. It's all about, I mean, about the personal power, the will, or the right to think. It's balancing of the intellect, self confidence, and as you mentioned, about everything, about metabolism, about the uh, eating habits, or how it regulates metabolism. Um, and it it also associates, like initially I talked about the different bodies. So this Manipura chakra is associates with the mental body, the physical body. We have the emotional, mental. So this is related to the mental body. Mhm. We talked about the underactive, overactive. Okay, and there's other interesting thing that you can also do as a family with, when you're with kids. You can also do like puzzles. Okay, and that will also help the Manipura chakra, balancing of the Manipura chakra. Oh, sorry, sorry guys, I did not. I only talked about the mudra, the first one. So the first one was this one, for the root chakra. And if you take the second the thing, the ring finger, that is for the Swadhisthana chakra. And the middle finger, if you, same thing, same, make a fist. And the thing, the third one is for the thing, the third chakra, Manipura chakra. All right, and the fourth chakra that we are going is for the Anahata, the thing. So it is in sequence. Just make a fist, and the first chakra, second, third, fourth. Okay, and the fifth. So if, just in case I forget, I've already told you about the fifth chakra. So you can just hold as I'm going to the different chakras. You can go on that. Mhm. And we talked. We The next chakra is, we are going to the heart chakra, or the Anahata chakra. Okay, and so that is related to air element. And I don't have to say too much about it. We all know that the heart chakra is here, the center, and the color associated is green. And like yesterday, how uh, Sheetal talked about how, from the survival instinct, from the baby soul, how it goes up. So the qualities in a person also, what we see, it keeps changing as we go from the root chakra, as we go up. So initially it was a survival instinct, and then all about the knowledge and power. knowing yourself. So the first three lower chakra is all about the individual, and as we go up, it becomes a little expanded. Okay. Um, the air, the Anahata chakra is related to love, or forgiveness, or the compassion, anything related to emotion, how we feel. Um, when we see something, when we see a child, how we just brighten up, right? We completely fall in love. This thing, it just brings a spark in us. So that is when we see that our heart chakra, it brightens up, it gets activated. Okay. And most of our expressions, most of our emotions that we feel towards anything, okay, like disgruntled or anger, they all come, that they affect. So we have to be extremely careful as we are going up. We have to be more and more careful about how we feel, and we also have to understand as to how it actually impacts us personally, and what are the different things we can do to incorporate those. One of the things that we see about, yes, love is something, uh, we talk a lot about people, and it is easy, but there are also other emotions that it is not easy for us to talk about. Grief, it's not. So what happens is, when we have grief, it just gets stuck here, and it's very, very difficult for us to express. And sometimes we get cold. We feel like, oh, okay, this person is very cold, but we don't know, we don't understand why that person is cold. Maybe that person is going through something really life changing, life altering, and they cannot, they may not be able to come out. So one thing that we have to go is, we have to, rather than initiate the lower part, what we talked about, I, myself, now we can start thinking about others. Okay. Just have a little bit more compassion. Let's accept each other. uh, just because I don't agree with you, or you don't agree with me, there is so much of uh, disagreements. We tend to shut people up. Why not accept? Let us just accept everyone, and just um, this is where, when it starts about oneness, all the way up, we will go to oneness. But this is where we start, and we may as well start from a very kind gesture, and the easiest and the kindest gesture that you can show is just a smile. We don't know how that small smile, or hello, or even if you just nod, how it may impact a person. Maybe you were the last hope for that person to just think. um, Actually, I was listening to something, or I was reading somewhere, and a person, it just came to me, this event. One detective had spent his entire life um, investigating about deaths. Okay. And after every death, they go investigate, they see, oh, what happened. And so somebody asks us, what is it, that one thing that stood out for you? Is there anything that really? So there are a lot of suicides, and they said that, yes, normally what we do is, we just go there, we just go look around. From the point of the death, we go back, trace their life, and just document what it was. And then one person, um, as investigation, when they were doing, that person went to the bridge and jumped, and they came to his, obviously, he lost his life. The detective found a note next to his bed, saying that, if there is even one person I meet on my way to that bridge to take my life, if they acknowledge me, I will come back. So that is the power of making someone feel, yes, you mean. So let's just start with that. So if you see the literal meaning of anahata, right? It literally means unstuck. And so this chakra, it carries the unstuck vibration of the eternal nada, or the primordial sound. Okay, this is which expresses the pulse of the universe and the human existence. And it is associated from the physical aspect. It is associated with our circulatory system. Um, yeah, and from emotional point of view, it is unconditional love for the self and others. Mentally, it creates passion, and spiritually, it is responsible for devotion. Okay? And we talked about underactive. Some of the other health issues is heart-related health issues. Okay, breathing disorders that we have, because when it is here, right, everything, all the organs associated with this part of our body. Breast cancer, high blood pressure, and if it is overactive, um, again, everything, everywhere, what we consistently we talk about is balance. When it is overactive, we suffocate people with a selfish and conditional love. So we say that uh, we try to show that we love, but for that love, we put something, some condition. So what this from heart chakra, what we have got to do is unconditional. So when we are balanced, that is where the unconditional love comes into a picture, and feelings of selflessness, universal brotherhood, tolerance, like what I just mentioned, compassion, devotion, and sense of centeredness. Okay, and this also, what it does is it destroys worries for us, like the root chakra, right? That's the foundation. I mean, if you have fear, that's where it shows. So yes, we work on our root chakra, we eliminate that. But this also, when we open our heart, uh, at that time we don't think too much about, we don't think about the survival. We're going above that. So it also helps us come out of fear. Again, here for the balancing, walking in nature, just connecting with plants. There also we talked about gardening, but connecting with nature, connecting with plants, and that's the best way of just feeling that energy just flow. And as you see that you are sending the energy out, you will also see a response it coming back. And just experiment with this, anything, when, especially when you go out for walk, just send that love. And you may think that what is she talking about, nature, talk to the plants, this thing. But trust me, as you start communicating, as you establish that, you will slowly start activating these chakras. And some of the light-hearted things what you can do is just laugh when you, like how I talked about, like looking at a child, right? When they laugh, just laugh with them, be part of it. Doesn't matter. You can watch like romantic movies or comedies. So it just opens up, it just takes you away from our daily activities. uh, then we go to the next, the Vishuddhi chakra. Again, Vishuddhi chakra is related to the ether element. Okay, and it is located in the neck here. And here, so when we come here, everything related to this part, the neck part. Again, this is also creativity and expression. Um, if we see, we hear a lot about nothingness or the empty, right? So the universe was created out of nothingness. Therefore, all the creation and expression begins from emptiness. Okay. So the sound is always produced from an empty space. This throat is rooted in the creative identity and focused upon creativity. Okay, so this actually holds the energy for communication. It integrates the right to speak and truthfully expressing, and the ability to trust, loyalty. So if you see that you have issues relating to communication, you're not able to express or say, okay, if you're angry or you want to say, oh, I love you, just express. So this is the chakra. Okay. um, this is a center for like pure consciousness. It's accept the duality of life and flow with it without distinguish. Like normally we say, oh, this is good, this is bad. All right. So as we're going up, as we're talking, we are removing the duality in us. And from the physical aspect, as we talked about the communication, the emotional, it says it ensures independence, and mentally it creates like the fluent thought. And from spiritual aspect, it provides a sense of security. And you see a lot of people sometimes they talk a lot without anything. It doesn't, it starts, it ends, we don't know where it is. So that happens to people whose throat chakra is underactive. Okay. And all the issues related to the thyroid gland or the mouth, neck, shoulders, any part. So when it is underactive, that is where uh, you see the issues. Even the hormonal imbalance, the premenstrual syndrome, there we see. And sorry, people who talk too much, it is when it is overactive. When it is underactive, they're not able to communicate. Um, and then when it is balanced, you slowly start seeing the ESP aspect coming. They inculcate like a telepathy or clear audience. They uh, have the sense of detachment. Those are the I'm going to try to rush. I'm a little behind. Um, okay. Ajna chakra. This is the third eye chakra. So going forward, there is no element. All the fingers are done. The chakra, the thing that is done. This from the mudra point of view, Ajna chakra. All the five elements coming together. Okay, they all the five fingers. It is not associated with any element, and this also helps connect all of these elements within our body. This is, you can hold it in front of your solar plexus or the heart. Okay. Ajna chakra is third eye, that is in between in the eyebrows center. Um, the color is indigo. So now a fun thing starts. Okay. It is related to the ability of seeing the unmanifested. Okay, with the physical eyes we see the manifested. Here with the third eye we see the unmanifested, and it is also known as divya chakshu. And there are also other names. One of them is called the triveni, or the confluence of the three rivers that we talked about, the Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, which they come, and the first picture, first slides we saw all those nadis coming, and they come all the way, and they meet here in the um, through this up to, it goes up to the crown chakra, and this is also called the gateway to heaven. Okay, this is exciting, and this is where you get all of the divine guidance. Okay, when and people get intuitive. uh, we keep hearing about the indigo children who come born with their third eye fully activated, so they can be very intuitive. Sometimes what can happen is You may just say something which you may not even realize, and it becomes true. It is because that you already have that intuition. It's only a veil is there which we are not able to completely recognize. um, but it is active. We just have to clear whatever dirt is there on that. From the physical level, it's associated with the pineal gland, and it is light sensitive. Okay, and it produces the hormone melatonin. It, and there's one fun fact that we you can say. Normally what we think is things go big when we're but the kids actually have the pineal gland, which is very tiny. And as the kids grow, and when they come to puberty, then it becomes small. So you can just share this fun fact with your kids. It's all about, as you go here, it's about wisdom, the intuition. Okay, and when it is underactive, you feel very lethargic, you have lack of energy. We keep having these negative thoughts, and it's not good, because especially at that level, when you get negative thoughts, it also associates with bad karma. So to also with the imbalance, what we see is learning disabilities or coordination problems that we see. And overactive. Okay, this is also something that it's not very good. People start living in their fantasy world. They start hallucinating. They start thinking, coming up. They really feel that this world is true, whatever their fantasy world that they're living in. They may be the best, the nicest people that you have met, but then with that overactive third eye, that can completely mess up their mind, and everyone, people around them may really think that okay, they are crazy, but for them, that is the real world. Okay, and this when you have this balanced third eye, it helps us trust the intuitions. We do get in third eye, if you say, I said that you get intuitions, but yes. So here it actually helps you the trust that intuition. Okay, and if there is any hidden or repressed negativity, it helps come out of it, and it will help you gain self realization. And the meditation is the best tool for third eye activation. Okay, and the last chakra is the final thing, that is the Sahasrara chakra. And for that, the saying mudra is like this, or the Padma chakra, or the lotus one. You hold it. You can hold it in front of your the saying heart, um, and this is rated on the crown. This is not necessarily not everyone classifies this as a chakra. It is a state of it's not within the body. It is above, and it is a state of being. Okay, and as I mentioned, it's represented violet, but if when you really go into that layer, it becomes the color changes to white. And that's why if you see all of our deities, uh, they the paintings that you see a halo around their head. And that is like the connection to the higher selves of the divine. And it is also called the abode of Shiva. Okay, and the Sahasrara is like the 1,000 petals, like how we represent. And the center, like the petals are there as they're blooming, and then in the center, what you is it has something called the shining Jyotirlingam of light, or the pure, the symbol of pure consciousness. Okay, and that is where, okay, it's the mystic union of the Shiva or the Shakti takes place. That is the feminine and the masculine energy, and that's the fusion of the consciousness, which is between the matter and energy, and that is and it is a fusion of the individual soul and the supreme soul. Here again, it's related to the pituitary gland. And if you see the newborn babies, like yesterday, how Sheetal talked about, it is very soft. It helps the energy come in and it integrates. So for us, when we meditate, it allows us to integrate, and uh, it relates to the consciousness of pure awareness and represents the state of being one with all that is. And this is a representation of nirvana. And again, in terms of imbalances or anything, we can cover everything related to here: the headache or photosensitivity, epilepsy, or the coordination problems, or skin issues. An activated crown chakra, it gives you the right to aspire, okay, and to dedicate to divine consciousness, selfless divine consciousness, and trust the universe. And so we talk about a complete surrender. So this is what about trusting the universe and completely surrendering. Okay. Again, meditation is the best thing, and the best way to understand your state is focus on your dream. Note down all the dreams that you have, and then you can connect the dots. Okay. The best way about balancing it is silence. Okay. Spending time in silence, no matter in what chaos that you're living in, just get into silence. And that's the best way, in addition to meditation. And yeah, I think with this, I think this also one last note, this Sahasrara chakra, it helps us integrate all other chakras with their respective qualities. And with this, we can, I'm going to stop my sharing of the presentation. Thank you very much for listening patiently.